All right, this is going to be a demo of the Wampler Tumnus, comparing it to the Ceriatone Centura. So if you're watching this, you probably already know that these are both based upon the Klon Centaur circuit. I actually was recently able to pick up a Wampler Tumnus, which I really like, and just, for the sake of disclosure, it actually has kicked my Ceriatone Centura off the board. Not necessarily because it sounds better per se. I think it sounds pretty similar, but simply because of size. It's, compacted into a pretty small package. And I think that just fits a little bit better. And now that means I can take the Centura off the board and hide it away and take it out, for special occasions. So this is going to be a demo. I am running... plugging straight into the Wampler Tumnus, then going into the Ceriatone Centura, and then I have some Diamond Memory Lane Jr. For delay. I'm playing a Fender 50s Road Worn Stratocaster into a Vox TB18, and this is what it sounds with no effects on. All right, so that is on the neck pickup. And first we're going to compare these looking at sort of their clean boost setting that a lot of people use it for. So if you watch my Ceriatone Centura video, you'll know that sort of the clean boost settings are the output at about 11:30, the treble at noon, and the gain all the way down. Now the Wampler Tumnus seems to have a little bit more volume on tap, and so the settings are pretty similar, except I have the level down just a little bit less than 11:30, just so it's pretty equal. So this is sort of what the clean boost setting sounds like. And the Ceriatone Centura. And let's add some delay. And the Centura. So something of note that I think a lot of people have might have experienced is when using a Klon type circuit, they kind of hear weird things with delay. So that's also another reason why I wanted to add it, add the delay pedal, just so you guys can tell that I'm not hearing really any crazy thing on the repeats or anything like that. So yeah, they sound pretty similar. I think at the clean boost setting, I don't really have a preference per se for each one. So now maybe let's crank the gain up a little bit. We'll take the level down. All right, so this is with the gain at about 25% of the way up. Let's start with the, here's clean. And the Centura. And let's add some delay now to that. And the Centura. All right, yeah, they sound pretty similar. This is pretty much how I run them as sort of a first stage overdrive. Maybe they gain up a little bit. Everything kind of pretty unity. I think they sound really, really similar. Price-wise, the Ceriatone is a little bit more expensive. Tumnus is a little bit more affordable, especially if you buy it used like I did. But also, they just released a new version of the Tumnus Deluxe that has a lot more controls and features and a switchable buffer. Let's try and actually run some higher gain sounds. I'm really going to back down a level so I'm not blowing out my neighbors with the how loud it gets. So here's this. Yeah, so you can kind of start to hear a little bit, starting to break up the amp a little bit more. Let's add some delay to that. Go back to the Tumnus. And let's go to the Ceriatone. Yeah, it kind of sounds like, I don't know, there might be just a little bit more chiminess in the tumnus. Okay, that sounds pretty similar. All right, let's take it up to a little bit higher gain. All right, this is definitely higher gain. The gain is 75% of the way up on both. We'll go down to drop D for something like this. Just got to tune to make sure it doesn't sound bad. I mean, besides my obviously bad playing, but. And I'll go bridge pickup on this. So you can hear that's still pretty clean. This is gain pretty much 75% of the way up on the tumnus. And this is the Ceriatone. All right, and we are going to add some delay to that. And the Ceriatone. All right, so that is the demo between the Wampler Tumnus and the Ceriatone Centura. I think you heard a lot of the difference between these two at the higher gain settings. Maybe that's due to parts tolerance. I don't know. Maybe some of the components they use in the circuit, but you can kind of hear the Centura sound a little bit raw, like more raw. I don't know, kind of more ballsy. Which I actually really like that at the higher gain settings. I think that sounds really, really good. And I think that's one of the reasons why you can really use the Centura as a standalone overdrive. I know a lot of people use it as clean boost, but I pretty much could get by on a gig just with this and altering the knobs, and interacting with your amp and guitar volume. So I like it because it's big, but you can really move the knobs with your feet, which I think really helps you in a gig setting. If you're playing a nice rhythm tone and then you want to hit the amp harder, you just turn the output, which you can't really do that much with the Wampler Tumnus. But I think it sounds really, really good at some of the lower gain settings and like the mid gain settings. I think I prefer it over the Ceriatone, kind of at those. It almost sounded like the Ceriatone was a little bit not muffled, but a little softer, I think, in sort of the highs, whereas in the Tumnus, kind of when I was playing that King of My Heart lead line, it kind of sounded like you got more of the chiminess out of that. And so I think for that reason is why I took this off the board. I like it because of the size and sort of the form factor, and that it's pretty recognizable when you walk up, to a gig with the pedal. Everyone's like, "Oh, you have a Klon." You're like, "Well, not really, but sort of." So that's cool, but I think sound-wise, the Wampler Tumnus really kind of stands out, I think, at the lower gain settings. And, I mean, they're pretty equal. I'm splitting hairs here. So, if you need a, first stage overdrive that, you want some variety, you want to hit the front of your amp harder, you want to set it as a nice platform to add, kind of stack other pedals on top of it, you can't go wrong with either of these. I think they really shine. So yeah, you kind of heard it there. Let me know what you think, and have a wonderful day.